Hi, welcome to Luchi's Cake Boulevard. So in this video, I just want to show you a few items that are very important and essential for every cake baker and decorator to have in their kit. The first group of items that I'm going to be showing you are mainly to do with measurements. So the first item that you're going to be needing for measurements are a set of measuring cups. Now these come in different sizes. They range from 1 cup all the way to 1/8 of a cup for this particular set. You also need measuring spoons, which range all the way from 1 tablespoon all the way to 1/8 of a teaspoon, which is what is there in this particular set. The next item that we commonly use for measurement as cake bakers and decorators is a digital electronic scale. Now, I would recommend that you get one of these. I cannot overemphasize the importance of this, especially for mass measurements. For your dry ingredients, you've got your cake flour, your sugar, your cocoa powders that you most likely need to use a digital electronic scale to measure. The next item I'm going to show you is an oven thermometer. So this thermometer goes inside your oven, you close it and you start preheating your oven to the required temperature. This will just help you verify that the temperature you've selected is actually the temperature that is inside your oven before you start baking your cakes. The next item that I would like to show you for measurement as well is a measuring tape. Now this is used to measure the size of a cake both in diameter and in height as well, and various other items that we use for cake baking and decorating. So the next set of items that I'm going to show you are mainly for mixing. So as a cake baker and decorator, you definitely need a multi-purpose mixing bowl. This is a stainless steel bowl that you can use both for cold and hot ingredients that you want to mix, and you can use it to mix different types of cake baking items unless otherwise stated, but it is usually safe for cake batters and even meringues. So get yourself a stainless steel bowl. The next item that you will need for mixing as well is a silicone spatula. Now this one is very important because it helps you to be able to mix, fold whatever ingredients that you are trying to mix, but it is also flexible enough to be able to scrape on the sides and the bottom of your bowl. So very, very important. It is flexible. It is able to get all the ingredients that are being mixed in your bowl. So get yourself one of these or a couple of these, depending on what you mix. The next item that you need is a sieve. So you definitely need a sieve to, number one, sift out your especially dry ingredients. You need to sift out larger particles from the finer particles. For example, your flour, your cocoa powder. You need to get the lumps out of your mixture. Number two, you need your sieve to aerate your ingredients, especially flour when we're baking a lighter version of a cake. You definitely need to sift it. The next item for mixing as well that we need is an electronic mixer. Now this just makes your work so much easier. It usually comes with different beater attachments depending on what you're mixing, but for cakes, I find these to be the most relevant. You can find these in different sizes, different brands and whatnot. Make sure you get yourself a good mixer which is able to save you a lot of energy when you're baking and mixing your cake ingredients. This is also used to mix your icing, depending on the type of icing that you are making for your cake. The next item that I'm going to show you is for baking. You need cake pans. So you have pans in different sizes, different shapes, different makes, depending on the type of cake that you're baking. Here, I've just got an example of the local pans that we usually have made. This is a 7-inch round, 2.5 inches in height pan. This is an 8-inch pan and so on. So you need a set of pans relevant to the sizes and types of cakes that you're making. This is a regular household stove that most of us have in our homes. It can be gas or electric, depending on choice. The part that we're most interested in as bakers is a properly functioning oven, which is down here.
Your oven should obviously be able to close properly. It should be able to shut, and it should be airtight.
The next group of items that I'm going to be showing you are mainly to do with cake decorations. So you've baked your cake, it's come out of the oven, you've cooled it down, you've chilled it, it is ready for decorating. You've also prepared the icing of choice that you're going to be using for that particular cake. You need to decorate it. So for decoration, you will need a turntable. This is my favorite. It is metallic. It's just got a smoother feel when I'm rotating it compared to the plastic ones that I have. So make sure you get yourself a good quality turntable. To complement the turntable, I also recommend that you get a silicone mat or any other non-slip type of mat that you can place on your turntable to make sure that when you put your cake board there, it's able to be stable and will not easily move off. Of course, as a cake decorator, you will need a cake board. So this is what we call a cake board. They come in different colors and shapes and sizes. You place this on your turntable when you're ready to decorate your cake. And as you can see, this is quite stable. It does not easily move about with a silicone mat under it. The next item that you would need as a cake decorator is obviously a spatula. So now this is a spatula and this is a spatula as well. This is a mixing spatula, a silicone one. This is a decorative spatula. In particular, it is a plastic offset spatula because it's got an angle here. It is not straight. We've also got straight spatulas, which are decorative spatulas, like this one. So let's imagine this is your cake which you've baked. The spatula is mainly used for applying your icing on the sides and on top of your cake, like this, and on the sides of your cake, like this. The next item that you need as a cake baker and a decorator is a side scraper. Now this comes in different types. We've got a metallic side scraper, or what is also called a bench scraper. We've also got a plastic type. So the main job of a side scraper is to just smoothen out the sides of your cake after you've applied your icing, like this. And it can also be used to smoothen out the top of your cake and remove the excess icing as you are decorating your cake. The next item that I would recommend every single baker out there to have is a set of nozzles or piping tips. So here I've got a 2D piping tip. Here I've got an open star or 1M piping tip. And here I've got 6B open star piping tip. So if there are any types of piping tips that you need to have, make sure you have these two, a 1M and a 2D. These will be able to help you pipe out so many different designs, so many borders for your different types of cakes. You also need a piping bag for your piping tips, of course. So piping bags come in different sizes and shapes. This particular one is a disposable piping bag. You can find reusable piping bags as well. We often use these to place our piping tips in there and put our icing and pipe out whatever design that we want to do. The next item that I'm going to show you that you definitely need is a kitchen scissors. So this is essential for cutting so many different things, starting from your packaging all the way to your piping bags when you're placing your piping tips and so on. You also need a rolling pin. This is to roll out different things, fondant and whatnot, which is used for cake decorating mainly. You also need a silicone mat. So the different sizes and colors of silicone mats out there. Just make sure you get yourself a good quality durable silicone mat. This is used to roll out different materials that we use for cake baking and decorating. For example, you can use this to roll out fondant when you're cutting out fondant characters or when you're about to cover your cake in fondant. The other item that I would recommend that you should have as a cake decorator is a set of these. So these are just simply letters, and they're letter cutters. So use them with fondant. You press out the letter that you want. For example, if you want to spell a name or a message that you put on your cake, you definitely need to have yourselves one of these or a set of these. They come in uppercase, lowercase, and different kind of handwritings or handwritings. Yeah. So another very important item that I would recommend that you should have as a cake baker and a cake decorator is a serrated knife. Now this is a medium length serrated knife. The serrations that we talk about are these grooves that you see on the edge of the knife. Please be very careful, it's a very sharp knife. This is essential for trimming your cakes, the top part of your cakes when you're leveling it, as well as trimming the sides of your cake to remove any excess cake when you're trying to make a shape and when you're just trying to make sure that your cakes are even after stacking them. You need to have kitchen towels. You have kitchen towels to wipe your dishes. You also need towels to wipe your cake boards, and you also need towels to wipe down your tools during your icing process. Those should be specifically dedicated to wiping the tools that you're using to ice your cake and to also wipe your cake board while you're decorating. They should not be used to wipe your surfaces. They should not be used to wipe generally the dishes that you use in your baking room. So have a number of towels that are dedicated to different areas of your baking room or your baking space or your baking area. Wiping the tools that you're using to ice your cake and to also wipe your cake board while you're decorating. They should not be used to wipe your surfaces. They should not be used to wipe generally the dishes that you use in your baking room. So have a number of towels that are dedicated to different areas of your baking room or your baking space or your baking area. I also recommend that you have some gloves. These are plastic gloves, they're disposable gloves. They're important in different parts of baking and cake decorating. So when you look at food hygiene, these will be recommended. Another item that I recommend that you have is something to cover your hair with. So here I've got a scarf, a head wrap. You can also get yourself these hair coverings, which can be disposable or reusable depending on the type that you get. So I hope you found this video helpful. All the best as you're trying to assemble your baking kit, and see you in the next video.